Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, it's all about the brand new Shondaland series, Bridgerton, that's just about to drop on Netflix. It's based on an incredibly popular series of novels by Julia Quinn, and today we got the chance to speak to one of its stars, Regé-Jean Page, as well as the showrunner, Chris Van Dusen. Check it out. Hey guys, it's so great to talk to you today. I'm sure there was a lot of discussion about what the first Shondaland production is going to be on Netflix. And I was hoping if you could tell me why Bridgerton? Why a period romance?
Yeah, you know, for me, I fell in love with these books from the very first moment that I read them. They had all the elements I love, which is, you know, they were sexy, they were emotional, they were funny, and all with this really delightful, charming family known as the Bridgertons at the center of them. You know, it's about escapism and it's about love, and I think that those are two really universal themes that Shondaland audiences really embrace, and that I embraced for this show for sure.
And of course, you guys do a very different take on it, which brings me to you, Reggae. I was watching Bridgerton, and it was so great to see such a diverse cast. It felt as if this was a reclamation or a reappropriation of the period romance, and I wanted to know what it meant for you being in this production.
I mean, I've always preferred the term representative to diverse myself, because divergent from what? I'm never quite comfortable centering otherness. I think it's representative of people who've always lived in the world. African Americans didn't pop into existence after the civil rights era. They've always existed. It's just about when we point the lens at them. And so likewise, you just swing the lens 90 degrees to the left, and people of every hue and creed exist, no matter what time period you're in, be it now, be it 100 years ago, be it 1,000 years ago. And I think that it's a very simple decision to make, to swing your lens around and include more people in that frame. And that's what we did.
And it pays off because it's just a lot of fun.
Thank you. I'm so glad.
Chris, talk to me about the musical decisions, because I think when I was watching the first episode, and I think Ariana slips in, and I was just like, wait, am I hearing that right? And it was fantastic. It was great. So talk to me about the decisions in coming up with the music for these episodes.
Finding the music for Bridgerton was definitely an evolution, and we actually found it in post-production. We tried a number of different things, but really, you know, what it all came down to for us was that everything on the show is really told through our own unique modern lens. And, you know, there's a contemporary sensibility to everything, and that goes for the music, it goes for the way we cast the show, the tone of the show, the look of the show, it goes for the way we edited the show. And it's, even though we're set in the 19th century, you sometimes forget that, because there are these modern references, and, you know, there are these amazing songs that you hear. The important thing for us was, when an audience member is watching the show, that they feel the same way the characters themselves feel on screen. So when Daphne, for example, is walking into a ballroom and she hears the classical version of Thank You Next by Ariana Grande, there is an sense of excitement, and there is, you know, a spirit there, and we want the audience to feel that very same way.
Reggae, talking about that contemporary feel, I think a lot of the conversations we hear in the show feel like they could happen today. And I was wondering whether, as an actor, that was difficult for you, because on the one hand, you're playing a part in a period piece, but yet again, you're speaking with modern sensibilities to a modern audience. And what was that like, getting into that headspace?
To a degree, I mean, I don't think it's difficult, because people are the same. It doesn't matter what time period you're in. People have the same hearts, the same desires, the same frustrations. Chris has talked about this being a story about finding your identity, about finding a sense of identity, how to become the truest version of yourself in the world, how to learn to live and love. And this is universal, whether it's the 21st century or whether it's the 18th century. And so you can dress it up in different clothes, you can play different music around it, but the central story is completely universal. So no, I don't find that particularly challenging. It's about finding out how you can overcome what restrictions society places on you, what expectations your family have of you, what role you're expected to play in a family or in society. And that's kind of the same the whole way through. You just use the setting to express that, so we can see where we've moved, how the conversation has developed and how it hasn't, and to better see ourselves through that kind of mirror lens.
Very cool. Chris, what was it like with Julie Andrews?
Yeah, Julie Andrews, what is there to say about Julie Andrews? She is an absolute legend, and I think working with her will remain a highlight in my career forever. We offered Julie Andrews the part of Lady Whistledown, and never in a million years thinking that she would actually accept it, or that this would actually work out. But, she ended up reading the scripts and loving the scripts, and falling in love with the show. And she said yes. And I'm so thrilled that she did. And I think that's really one of the things I'm really excited for audiences to hear, the words coming out of Julie Andrews' mouth as Lady Whistledown, because she gets to say the most scathing things, but always in her bright, signature Julie Andrews kind of way.
There are, I've lost count how many novels there are which Julia Quinn wrote. I'm assuming you guys have a multi-year arc and plan for this thing.
There is a plan. I think there is a plan. I think it's a little too early to talk about. The first season focuses on Daphne Bridgerton and her romance with Simon, and there being 8 Bridgerton siblings, 8 books. In success, I would love to focus and tell stories on each of those siblings for sure.
All right, so 8 seasons in a movie then.
A movie? Where's your ambition, sir?
Sorry.
Not to mention the toy line. Come on.
A trilogy. Yeah, exactly. And then you split the last movie into 2 parts. Thank you guys so much for this. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Great show. All the best.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching. If you like that, don't forget to check out our other videos. There's a whole bunch of them. Also, like, comment, share, tell your friends, tell your family. You know what to do.